Mr. Miller, would you lead us in prayer?
Sure, let's pray. Heavenly Father, we come before the throne of grace once again this day. Thank you, Lord, for another day of life that we get, for blessing God, for watching over us this day, for leading us and guiding us. God, as we look to you. Ask, Lord, you just bless our little county here. We thank you for the men and women in it, our leaders, God. We just ask, Lord, for your guidance as we, the decisions come before us. Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight, Lord, for loving us, your love, mercy, and grace. Forgive us, Lord, what we've ever been anyway. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Mr. Hayward, lead us in the pledge.
Attention, select pledge. Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Jimmy Cross,
Here.
Debbie Hart,
Here.
Brian Harrell,
Here.
Craig Miller,
Here.
Adam Reynolds,
Present.
DJ Sauer,
Present.
Paulette Son,
Present.
Roger Thomas,
Present.
Travis Slade,
Present.
9 present.
Madam Chairman, I'd like to move right now to table Resolution 12329, that is to oppose school vouchers. I'd like to speak on behalf of that as well. I'd like to say I'm not here to make anybody in public education mad, I've upset anybody, but I'd like to look further into this. I'm not against public schools, never have been, taught public schools for 30 and a half years, a year out of state, and another year out of state, and finished up here after 28 and a half years. I'm just here to find out why some of our schools are falling behind. I'd like to look into that for you.
Do I hear a motion to accept tabling?
Motion.
Danny Everhart, motion, second.
Second.
William Cross, all in favor?
Uh,
So we will table 0123-29, opposed full vote. Okay. Commissioners' minutes, do I hear a motion to approve?
Motion.
Roger Thomas, motion.
Second.
Second, William Cross. All in favor? Any opposed? Next is our notary public applications. We have 17 this month. Do I hear a motion to accept?
Motion.
Danny Everhart,
Second.
second Roger Thomas. All in favor? Any opposed? None opposed. Thank you. Next is the trustee monthly report for November and December. Do I hear a motion to accept?
So moved.
second.
Okay, Roger Thomas and Brian Harrell. All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. Director of Finance, 0123-3A, -4, excuse me. Do I hear a motion to accept?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Adam Reynolds and Brian Harrell. Roll call, please.
William Cross, Debbie Hart, Brian Harrell, Craig Miller, Adam Reynolds, DJ Sauer, Paulette Son,
Aye.
Roger Thomas, Travis Slade.
No opposing, thank you. Next are the quarterly reports, starting with 0123-5 through 0123-24, which includes all the departments from the mayor to the Monroe County Airport. Do I hear a motion to accept? DJ Siler,
Second.
Second, Roger Thomas. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Next is our public comments to discuss, and first on the agenda is Blana Best.
Good afternoon, guys. Blana Best, Monroe County Tourism. Thank you for letting me have a little bit of your time. As you guys know, over the last 5 years, tourism has become one of the 3 economic pillars of Monroe County, and it is always a good thing when 2 counties, such as Monroe County and Loudoun County, are able to partner to make something really wonderful happen. In tourism, we know that a tourist, a visitor, they don't see county lines. They just see a destination to go and have a great time, spend money, and vacation in. And so that's why these partnerships are so important. So I would like to introduce Rodney, who is the president and CEO of the Loudoun County Chamber, so he can say a few words.
Thank you all for having us here tonight. Had a great event with the Polar Plunge in January 1st. And it was a great experience working together, and has been with working together with Blana and Monroe County for that project, and look forward to doing it again.
Thank you. So we had a really successful East Tennessee Polar Plunge, and we've been doing this for a few years now. We started the East Tennessee Polar Plunge as a way to bring some visitors into Monroe and Loudoun County during the winter season, which is considerably our off season for both of our counties. We don't see as many visitors in the winter. And to also just do some great exposure for the Tellico Lake and highlight a nonprofit. So what we do is we take all the proceeds from that event and we donate it to a nonprofit of our choice. When we host in Monroe County, we choose our nonprofit, and when Loudoun County hosts, they choose theirs. And so this year we chose Keep Monroe County Beautiful for their hard work that they do around Monroe County, but also Tellico Lake, because we know that with recreation, a lot of litter happens too. So we got to come, behind them, clean those things up and make it happen. So they do a great job with those programmings at school and throughout our community. I also want to take time to say thank you to Mayor Ingram and Rodney and Keep Monroe County Beautiful. I had a family emergency at the East Tennessee Polar Plunge, so I got everything set up and I got a phone call, and I had to leave for that family emergency. And these folks didn't miss a beat, along with Cheryl Curtis, and they stepped in and they were able to have a fabulous event without me. I actually didn't even have to worry about a thing. I knew they were going to just take care of it, so I appreciate all of them. So, Mayor Ingram, do you care to join us as we present the check of $1,000 to Keep Monroe County Beautiful? We'll turn around too. So, we want the commissioners to see, but also we would like to get a couple of pictures from Miss Kimberly. So, we got the giant check this time, so this is pretty cool. All right, so we're excited. So do y'all want to say anything from Keep Monroe County Beautiful?
Yes, Bill Hooven, the chairperson of Keep Monroe County Beautiful. I want to thank the Monroe County for your support, and also the Monroe County Department of Tourism. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you,
Thank
guys. Any questions?
Great job, all. Thank you.
I'll keep this down.
Just spin around for the
Spin
crowd.
around. All right. Oh, I'm not good at spinning. I'm just going to. It's safer for everyone.
Great job.
Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Thank y'all so much.
Absolutely. Thank you, Denise.
Oh, anytime.
And if you want to join them, there is a small seat, and I need to get my renewal because I've been a member of Monroe County Beautiful for a number of years, and you do a great job. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate your support.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Okay, next we have Marcia Draper, and this is regarding her department.
Did everybody get my letter in your packet? Okay. So I'm asking for a new vehicle, a 2024 Ford Ranger 4x4, to replace the 2013 Ford Explorer. Now, Ford Explorer is on its last leg. It's about to lay down on me. And so, what I mean by that, we've had it in the shop numerous times. Tommy, I brought him here tonight. He's my driver. He's one of my field appraisers. And the power steering went out on it. Luckily, he was in town, so he turned around, come back to the courthouse, and we took it to the shop. But if he had been on Ball Clay Road, around those curves, and hit someone head on and killed them, or he'd even killed himself, that would have been bad, and it would have been a lawsuit for the county. And also, you know, it's been cold, and he goes to these remote areas, and when he goes with no phone service, and so how do I know? He comes back, but you know, he tells me every day, my field people tell me where they're going. But, I mean, if the vehicle is not dependable, then he could be out there in the cold, you know, somewhere. So, and when the vehicle is down, that is downtime for money on the books, because we go every single day. The dust does not settle on our vehicles because we go every single day. We have to. We have to get these new construction and money put on the books for the county. So, I'm just asking for your consideration for the 2024 Ford Explorer. I would appreciate it.
Question, Marcia.
Okay.
I told you I'd ask you this one.
Okay.
And somebody else would too. Do you know the mileage on your Explorer?
I did. It was in the letter. I think it was like
I apologize.
167,000
That
miles.
shows what I want.
161,206. You keep a maintenance log on your vehicle for like
Yes, we
the last
do.
12 months.
Yeah, we keep on what we send it to the shop. And actually, we got the vehicle in 2012. It's a 13 model, but we got it in 12. So it was drove in 12, you know, quite a bit when the new models had come out.
Where would this money come from?
What'd you say?
Where do you propose the money come from? I mean, is it in your budget? Is there?
It is not in my budget. I was
You're
asking,
requesting this?
yes.
come out of
And
it?
you know, my office puts the money on the books, so we can pay for this. You know, putting on houses, tax dollars.
And during budget season, she did put a vehicle in her budget and it was
Yes.
voted down.
Yes, and I was turned down last year.
You talking about this for like we're thinking about our vehicle.
Yes.
And the reason why I picked the Ford Ranger is because it is small. We've had Jeeps, we've had Ford Explorers, they're too wide. We need something smaller and high clearance to get in these pig trails where we have to go.
So you
And-
going to get a Ranger?
What'd you say,
You going to get
Roger?
a Ranger?
Yes,
Okay, instead of Explorer.
yes, we do not want an Explorer. It's too wide.
I see that you got a estimated quote for Ray Ford.
Yes.
Is this the only one?
No, we've had other quotes, but they were more.
This was the cheapest one.
And yes, and also he can get it quicker for us.
How many quotes did you get?
3. And then I had a couple, really 5, and I had 2 that wouldn't call back, so must not have. But anyway, I would not be here on a cold January night wasting your time and my time if our office did not need this vehicle.
What line would this come out again? If we made a motion tonight to remove this, what line would you recommend it go from?
Fund balance.
Fund balance? 38,764?
Are we,
Yes, sir.
are we taking this up as a resolution tonight?
it's our prerogative to do that.
Yeah,
We would have to-
just inquiring about that. I didn't see that on the package.
No, it's not.
Wouldn't we have to amend the agenda again?
Yes.
Then I'll go ahead and make a motion that we amend the agenda to include consideration of a vehicle for this department. Proceeds to come out of, do I need to do the whole motion?
You do meet the agenda first,
Okay,
consider it.
I'll make a motion to amend the agenda to consider this item official.
Second, sir.
Okay.
Either way.
We do have seconds from Roger and Travis.
We're
Okay.
gonna sell her the new vehicle on the other.
Pardon?
Your old vehicle, it'll be
Yes.
surplus on it.
Yes, that's what I also put in the letter, that it was to be sold.
Will that money go back into our general fund?
Yes,
Thank you.
that would be your money put back in the.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay. We've got a motion and a second to amend the agenda again, to allow this to be voted on. Roll call, please. Roll call.
William Kraus. Dan Earhart. Brian Harrell. Craig Bill. Adam Green. DJ Silent. Paulette Summers. Roger Collins. Travis White.
We will put this on. Yes, go ahead.
You entertain a motion now?
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion that we accept staff's recommendation and that we move forward the purchase of the vehicle as submitted. Total expenditure $38,764. And that money would move from fund balance.
So that makes like
it.
it is.
Say that the money out of surplus will go into general fund.
That's how it works.
Well, I just want to say.
By all means.
Say that out loud.
And amend it so that the money out of the sale goes in general fund. That's my motion then.
Second by Roger. Okay, roll call on this vote to allow her to purchase the vehicle for $38,764 and the money to come out of fund balance and the sale of her surplus vehicle go back into our fund balance. Roll call, please.
William Kraus. Dan Earhart. Brian Harrell. Craig Bill. Adam Green. DJ Silent.
Aye.
Paulette Summers.
Aye.
Roger Collins. Travis White.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate it. You don't know how much. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your work. We appreciate you.
More on that.
Roger says you need to put more money on the books.
My boys do appreciate that.
Next is Resolution 0123-26, and this is the Monroe County Sheriff's Department budget being made in the Monroe County General Fund budget for the fiscal year 2024 is to bring grant funds for the AOC equipment grant that Captain Jane Mason applied for and received. Total grant is $21,105.34. Do I hear a motion?
So moved. Second.
Roll call. Motion, oh, yeah, sorry. Motion for approval. Adam, Rundle, second.
Second.
Travis Wade. Roll call.
William Kraus. Dan Earhart. John Harrell. Craig Miller. Adam Webb. DJ Silent. Paulette Summers.
Aye.
Roger Thomas. Travis Wade.
Next is 0123-26A. Be it resolved by the Monroe County Board of County Commissioners, for the Monroe County Sheriff's Department. This amendment is to bring in insurance money for the repairs of vehicles. Insurance recovery of $28,238.23. Do I hear a motion?
Motion.
Motion. Okay, Danny Everhart and Brian Merrill. Roll call, please.
William Kraus. Dan Earhart. Brian Harrell. Craig Miller. Adam Reynolds. DJ Silent. Paulette Summers.
Aye.
Roger Thomas. Travis Wade.
Resolution 0123-26B. It's a resolution that the amendment is to bring in a donation money for the archives in the amount of $50. Do I hear a motion? Craig Miller, motion. Second, Roger Thomas. All in favor? Any nays? All in favor. Resolution number 0123-26C, a resolution to declare a solid waste vehicle as surplus property and place the item on sale on Gov. Deals. This is a 2017 Dodge Ram 2500 with 83,630 miles. Due to a bad transmission and parts being unavailable, they want it declared as surplus property. Do I hear a motion?
Motion.
Danny Everhart,
Second.
Roger Thomas, second. Roll call, please.
William Kraus. Dan Earhart. Brian Harrell. Craig Miller. Adam Reynolds. DJ Silent. Paulette Summers.
Aye.
Roger Thomas. Travis Wade.
Resolution number 0123-26D, and this is an amendment for the general fund budget to be made in the health department budget for the fiscal year 2023-2024, and this is to bring in an increase in grant funds of $3,700. Do I hear a motion?
Motion.
Roger Thomas.
Second.
Second, Danny.
May.
Craig? Craig Miller, excuse me, Craig Miller. Roll call, please.
William Kraus. Dan Earhart. Brian Harrell. Craig Miller. Adam Reynolds. DJ Silent. Paulette Summers.
Aye.
Roger Thomas. Travis Wade.
Thank you. Next is resolution 0123-26E, and this is an amendment to bring in grant funds to build a canopy at the health department, and it's in the amount of $177,000. Do I hear a motion?
Motion.
Danny Everhart,
Second.
second William Cross. Roll call.
William Kraus. Dan Earhart. Brian Harrell. Craig Miller. Adam Reynolds. DJ Silent. Paulette Summers.
Aye.
Roger Thomas. Travis Wade.
Thank you. Resolution number 0123-26F. This is an amendment to pull money from the sex offender reserve to purchase various IT supplies for the Monroe County Department, Sheriff's Department, excuse me, I missed the Sheriff's Department. Do I hear a motion? This is to pull money from the sex offender reserve to purchase various IT supplies in the amount of $4,424.41.
So moved.
DJ Siler,
Second.
Travis,
That's close.
yes. Questions?
IT supplies for where?
The sex
Sheriff's
offender,
Department or
yeah, the sex
offender?
offender person.
Okay, because the way it was worded made me think we're pulling from the sex offender line, and it's going elsewhere just for IT supplies.
No, you can only use the sex offender money for that particular position. It can't be used for anything else.
Any other questions? Roll call?
William Powell. Dan Earhart. Brian Harrell. Craig Miller. Adam Brennan. DJ Silent. Paul Summey.
Aye.
Roger Thomas. Travis Slade.
Next is Resolution 0123-26G, and this is an amendment, is to pull money from the fund balance to provide ankle monitors to all inmate trustee workers for the county per law effective 1/1/24. And it's in the amount of $23,072. Do I hear a motion? It fails for lack of a motion. Resolution number 0123-26H. Be it resolved by the Monroe County Board of County Commissioners that the following amendment for the solid waste budget be made for the fiscal year 2023-2024. And this amendment is to pull money from fund balance to provide ankle monitors to all inmate trustee workers for the solid waste department per law effective 1/1/24. Do I hear a motion?
Madam Chair, are we allowed to discuss before the motion, or it has to be after the motion?
After the motion.
I'm just asking that question.
I guess this is parliamentary inquiry to our county attorney, the county mayor, possibly the sheriff as well. What's the ramifications if we don't take these items, take action on these items? As I understand it, the state law is pretty clear.
The law requires you to do it.
Exactly.
So the question is whether this commission has to approve it or not, what you're really asking. And if you don't approve it, then the consequence, whether it has to be, that'll be questioned, whether it has to be a financial arrangement that requires the commission to approve or not. And I know that a lot of it is handled internally, so that's a question. I understand from previous discussions that this has not reached the value that's going to require your approval. And it can be approved, it can be going to effect without your action.
So it can be
We
taken.
have to do we have to do it?
Yes. It has to be done. Do you have to do it? It's another question. It has to be done. The county we have to provide the monitors, the law requires us to. All right, well, the answer is, if we don't provide the monitors, we don't let anybody out of jail. I mean, don't let any trustees out or anything.
So
The law is very specific. It says if you're gonna let this inmate go out, he's gonna have ankle monitors. If we don't have the ankle monitors, that can't happen.
So do I understand you correctly, this memorandum or this contract dated 12/26/23 is already in effect?
For inmates to walk out January 1, yes.
Yes, it was. But it can't, and you can,
Have we got a copy of that?
you all can.
It's in your packet.
My question, Mr. Dixon, And this is, you're saying that I have a lot of questions on this, but I don't know if I'm gonna get to talk to it about it tonight or whatever. Is that we've got a signed contract on this, which I could really get deep into that, but I'm not there yet, because I don't guess I've been granted the permission to ask that. But if we don't fund this, that means the prisoners don't go out. Is that what you're saying? So if we don't fund it, how are we in conflict?
You know, well,
That's my
the question is whether all purchases have to be approved by the county commissioner or not, and the answer is no, they don't. Well, this one is within the numbers that don't have to be approved, and it's within the purview of the non-bid process, then the purchase can be made. You all can stop the program. I mean, I'm not gonna say you can't stop it, but when you stop it, nobody gets out, no prisoners go out, no trustees, no work release, no workhouse, no whatever, because every one of them has to have ankle monitor on. So this is something that's driven by the law. You have to do it, or there's gonna be some pretty severe consequences. For the first part, be pretty extreme consequences to the jail financially as well. So.
Of course, I guess the heart of the matter though is this was under the purview, because of the way that the contract was written, that it doesn't require county commission approval. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So legally, if this body takes no action on these items tonight, that does not hinder the sheriff from being able to provide transport to the trustees. So he can, in effect, continue to operate as he has been doing for the last couple of weeks.
First off, I haven't seen the document, but generally speaking, the answer is yes. As long as he's within his budget, it's not requiring any additional money and additional equipment been provided, and
So I guess that's my question to the sheriff. Is the fund, if this body does not take action on this, do you have the funds in your budget to handle this?
There is no funds, and I believe my budget or the mayor's budget, because these resolutions, to my understanding, is to go into, read it here.
This took money out of fund balance.
Is to go into.
1,139,000.
I don't have that
So
resolution.
these are the mayor's inmates, they're under his department, so he is responsible for the payment, not the sheriff.
Yeah, the only.
Solid
road-
waste inmates go to solid waste, so solid waste is responsible for the payment.
So I get, okay, so I'm sorry, so we're on solid waste, amendment now, is that director with us today, or Mayor, do you know if his budget can sustain that?
Yes, that resolution is coming out of 116 fund balance, not 101 fund balance, so that is his budget.
Okay.
It's coming out of his budget.
Yeah, 116, the resolution that you're on currently is his budget, 116.
Your one was.
101. Mine's 101.
But this one is coming out of his budget completely.
Yes.
He's not breaking it out of general fund.
No, I can't.
No, we can't cross 101 and 116, or 101 and highway department. We can't do that.
So, okay, so I guess to make this easier, then 26H is out of solid waste.
Yes.
And that's the motion that we're on currently.
Yes.
I'll make the motion that we approve that. Before I do so, do we have the prerogative, because it did not have a motion, do we have the option to go back and bring 26G?
We can
back?
reconsider. We can like I said, we can reconsider.
So I'll make the motion that we approve 26H. In protest, I'll say it that way. I would have liked to have had more discussion. I would have liked to have an RFP on the vendor that we chose. I would have liked to have it been a little bit more.
And let me explain, and I will give a little bit of opinion on that. I take Judge Thomas's opinion very, very to heart. This particular vendor has been currently working in the county, and Judge Thomas uses this vendor for the sentencing, the in-house arrest, and so on and so forth. He can highly recommend it. Now, was it the cheapest quote? No, it was not. However, some of us, including myself, will go to the co-op and pay more for a product than they could have drove to Athens to Lowe's and got that same product a lot cheaper because we wanted to support local. Sheriff and I were up against the clock. This is a state mandate, unfunded mandate. Happens to the school system all the time. State tells you you're going to do this. Oh, by the way, you got to pay for it too. The sheriff and I were up against the clock. It was right at Christmas. This particular vendor, again, was one of the few that could get those devices in a timely manner. That was the rationale for decision. There was no politics involved. It was the sheriff and I didn't want to do it any more than you did because it's coming out of our budget. But the state says that we have to do it. It was passed by the legislature in April. Now, we have moved on it quicker, but the sheriff and I just didn't want to do it any faster than we had to. I mean, we drug our feet hoping that maybe they reconsider. The sheriff even called TCI and asked what the repercussions if we turned them out January 1 without the monitors, and they said, you're breaking the law. So, again, that goes back to the 26th of January when that document was signed. Believe it or not, I mean, and I think I've shared this within emails, guys, we just went a week essentially with solid waste centers being closed. Unfortunately, we had some downtime till the monitors came in, but if we had to replace our trustees with employees, and I'm not just talking about solid waste, I'm talking about everywhere, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars to the county. So, and Gail and I have talked, when we get into budget season, this is going to be new line items in solid waste in the different departmental budgets, but unfortunately, this was the only thing the sheriff and I could do at the time. Now, are we excited about it? No, but I'll be as transparent and truthful about it as I can.
How come it's that it didn't come before us? I mean, here it is. We missed this whole thing. Now, here we are at the county commissioner meeting, wanting us to approve this budget.
How?
But yet we missed this whole.
You approve the budget appropriations, but you don't necessarily approve contracts. Like that is the department head's decision, that's purchasing committee's decisions. Your duties are to fund it or not fund it. But like if we have a purchasing meeting, the purchasing committee chooses that. Department heads, if anything that they do that's under the bid limit and has to have a contract, they usually decide which vendors they want to go with.
And that's what, 50,000?
Yeah, the bid limit is.
So why does it come to us at all? I mean,
Because you have to.
you could have just held a workshop. I mean, we're
Well,
commissioners. We should-
and that's the thing. I understand the concern, but this is no different than if the sheriff bought $45,000 worth of chairs, that wouldn't have come to you. It's the same thing.
But
We're getting a lot
If
of
it's in
flack.
his budget, you're pulling it from reserve.
Yeah, but
We had to, we don't have anywhere else to pull it from.
if
So
we,
then that should be approved by us.
And you are.
I mean, if it's in his budget, you're right, he can spend all 45,000 on chairs.
Question, Mayor,
yes, sir.
and I've got several. You awarded this contract through your purchasing committee, correct, through your committee?
Through the finance department, through requisition, through normal purchasing procedure, just like any other departmental request.
And this was and you had the final approval, correct?
Yes, sir.
And this commission body right here did not have nothing to do with it.
No.
And we won't. We won't. I mean, there's a law that says that we.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, the reason why I keep pertaining to that is about 2 Christmases ago, we all sat down in here and had a workshop. And we thought we was gonna keep on workshopping this thing out, because that's what we was led to believe at that time. And next thing we know, we're under the $50,000 mark, and here we go, we've got this in our face now, and I'm gonna tell you something, my constituents in 3rd District are not happy about this.
Nor 4th district.
And we've got other commissioners that are
My
having
phone
issues
is
with
blown
this.
up.
And I understand you're in a dilemma with this, you and the sheriff. I understand fully, but we got constituents we gotta answer to also.
But they're in a self-imposed dilemma. This law was passed in April.
Why didn't we know about it?
8 months went by before it took effect. We could have had it brought to us in May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and it wasn't. And I brought the same thing up last month when we approved another contract that had already been signed. This is 2 months in a row.
I have more questions, Mayor. How much was the initial contract cost? Did it cost anything, the initial contract?
The initial contract.
Like what you just signed over, you know what I'm saying? Did it
No, you
cost
have
anything?
the initial contract.
I mean, did it cost anything?
No.
Okay. Is these fees that are on this, is it gonna be paid directly to the sheriff's office or straight to the
The
general
vendor.
fund?
The vendor.
The vendor.
Okay. Give me just 1 second. So, we're faced with $23,072, $22,560 at this present time to finish out the fiscal budget year.
That is correct.
Okay, when we come back into budget season, do you have a total of what it's gonna hit us for an entire year?
That's exactly what you'll have to consider then. Each department will have that for you.
Okay.
But you said there were lower bids, but you did not go with the lowest bid.
No, I went with the recommendation of the judge.
Is this contract, how long is this contract good for with Mr.
Well, we
Shapiro's
can,
company?
get into that with writing a notice to terminate the contract.
So we're not locked in for.
I mean, no, I mean, and I'm not gonna speak for the attorney, but contracts have a way as long as both sides.
Right.
Well, the way it's written, it's a one-year contract. It was under your purview to do it. The only thing that we're asking to do tonight really is just to appropriate the funds to make it happen. Legally, you've done nothing wrong. Nobody.
No, we're just asking questions
So
here.
we don't, I mean, and honestly, I guess we're technically out of parliamentary order. I mean, we don't even have a second on the motion, so we really shouldn't be discussing this, should we?
No,
No, Council.
but,
Yeah.
you know, the chair hasn't been challenged on that, so the chair makes the
Well,
ruling. Now,
there
my
was a motion.
point I wanna make,
Yes.
guys, is look, legislature has imposed this on us. We haven't got a choice. The mayor did the best he could, because yes, it should not have been a crisis, it should not have been, lots of things happen. You know, what's a favorite phrase, never waste a good crisis, but, okay, it happened, but it happened because it had to. You'll have a chance to address all of it in your budget committee going forward, but the reality is, if you're gonna have this workhouse, you're gonna have these trustee programs, you're gonna have all these things now, you can't let that person out of the jail without ankle monitor.
With the workhouse, they'll be paying for it.
They will.
With this, we're paying for it. Tax dollars are paying for it. Not us, but the
Tax dollars would be paying for employees at the centers too,
Yeah.
if we replace the inmates.
But you still can't let them out without the ankle monitor. And if you don't have those employees, if you don't have the inmates, you're going to have to replace that workforce with employees. So that's where you are. But you can't, it's a matter of not using the jail inmates anymore unless you have the ankle monitor. They're not free.
Well, my motion stands, and I hope that there's a second.
I'll second your motion, 26H.
26H. Roll call, please.
William Kraus. I just can't find that. Danny Everhart.
Nay.
Brian Harrell. Craig Bill.
No.
Adam Reynolds.
Aye.
DJ Silent.
Aye.
Paulette Summey.
No.
Roger Thomas. Travis Flint.
Aye.
Five ayes, 4 nays.
Does that go for all 10 commissioners or 9 commissioners? 9 now.
Yeah, with
With
the
the
vacancies, technically not
Yes.
correct.
Is that,
I'd like to say something about this. I don't like what it is. Flat don't like it. But if it comes down to me up the hard, employees that goes to the station, what we're gonna, how much we're gonna be out there.
This number times 10 or more.
And this is only for solid waste?
That one, eight.
I mean, I don't like the way it was done, one bit, but then it comes down to it, what's the best for Monroe County? It would be that, you know, dollar wise, and that's what I live by. All the business Monroe County lives by. Is, it'd be a lot more, yeah, a whole lot. I don't know the dollar amount, but it's real big break it down.
I agree with you out here, but I think everybody's
I know what everybody
concerned about and upset about because it did come before the commission.
Yeah.
Which I think that anything that got anything to do with the taxpayers or a contract, you know, for several years, we should be involved in.
Should this have come before in December? I mean, we're not
Well, we
too
didn't
high
have
money, we can't be bothered and had a workshop.
And I think, and listening to Commissioner Miller, I think what the commission wants to do is change financial policy. And you can do that as a commission, what we are allowed to do and not do.
can we
I mean,
I don't
go
think
back
it's
to the
that. I think
state
it's
and
that.
complain that we're getting these unfunded mandates?
we can complain till the cows come home and it's not gonna do any good.
I do
Yeah,
think that,
but I think we ought to complain, especially to our representatives.
Well,
Representatives.
I-
Go ahead.
What, our representative carried this.
our representative Kerry, needs to be here to keep that in mind.
Well, we need to let them know we're not happy with you.
with what Mr. Miller saying, I mean,
We don't have a 10 commissioner currently, so
we pass.
Pass.
we just want to check them out.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
just
No,
like-
I agree. I agree.
I
agree.
And I think 9 times out of 10, people vote, that's in the office, want that too.
Right.
If we don't get a check and balance, our only option then is to lower your ability to $10,000,
That's right.
which is going to hamstring you in doing your job.
And it increases Gail's staff because all she'd be doing would be doing the bid process.
So couldn't this have come in one of those 8 months, and we would have avoided this
Exactly.
entire conversation?
Could have come in a special workshop in December. I mean, just nobody wanted to.
You know, talk
I
about
would,
Paul
I
Lee.
would actually prefer to have
Anything
12
besides
meetings.
this on camera in front of the whole county, when we could have just had this meeting, you know, and not have this hoopla. We're not, we can be bothered in December. You know, it's not against.
It would be easier for us if we had these.
So I was saying, future records, I would do something like that, everybody's upset.
In our constituents, our taxpayers that are funding this, they're the ones that have been calling and complaining to all of us. And if your phone doesn't blow up over this, it will eventually. Resolution,
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'll move to reconsider 26G.
okay. We've had a motion to back up and reconsider 26G. And that's the one that failed for lack of a motion. We have Adam Reynolds with a motion, second by Brian Harrell. Roll call vote. And this one is to amend to pull money from fund balance to provide ankle monitors to all inmate workers for the county per law effective 1/1.
The motion on hand is to reconsider it.
Yes.
So it's not, the basis of it is whether we're going to reconsider it or not.
Okay. So we vote to reconsider. Roll call on reconsidering.
Which amendment again?
26G.
We have a little bit more discussion before we do that. How
We
many?
had a motion.
They're already-
There's no discussion on motion to reconsider.
Oh, okay.
You're already in
Yes.
motion.
So we need a roll call.
Roll call, correct.
Yes.
William Kraus, Danny Earnhardt,
Nay.
Ryan Harold, Craig Miller,
No.
Adam Hill, DJ Silent,
No.
Howard Son,
No.
Roger Thomas, Travis Wade.
Aye.
5 ayes, 4 nays.
So it passed.
Just
It's a
That's to
reconsider.
reconsider.
So now
Yes.
it's coming back out again.
Discussion.
Now,
Madam Chair,
pardon,
may I address,
question.
He's got to talk.
this is kind of up in the air about this majority. I don't have my book with me, but I know if you've got a 10-member board, you've got to have 6 yes votes. Now, what does a vacancy do? So that I can't answer. I just wanted to bring that up because now's the time to know.
So we're,
Any possibility you can table this so we have clarification? So
Well,
we'll do it?
Mr. Mayor,
That's all we
I'm
want.
pretty sure that it's in the TCA code. When I read through that, a vacancy is not to be counted as a full board member. So the vacancy, Mr. Williams, would reduce the number to 9.
Okay, well, I just
And
wanted,
I don't want to question you, because I know this is your expertise, but I'm pretty sure I read through that and the CTAS and some of the trainings that we've been through. And I'll defer to the counselor for.
He asked me, and I couldn't answer the question because I haven't read it like you have, kind of anticipate that coming up, should have. But I think that's correct.
And I'm, just from memory, some of the trainings that we
I don't, it would cause a terrible burden on us to not be, of course, one reason to go ahead and fill the vacancy, but
It would, but without someone to fill that vacancy,
I think you're on sound ground if you take a majority of 5.
So I'll make the motion to approve 26G.
Okay, and second,
Second.
Brian Harrell. Roll call.
William Cross. Danny Earnhardt,
nay.
Brian Harold,
Aye.
Craig Miller,
No.
Adam Hill,
Aye.
DJ Silent,
No.
Howard Son,
No.
is that,
No,
okay.
sorry.
Roger Thomas,
Aye.
Travis Wade.
Aye.
Okay, 5 ayes, 4 nays.
Okay. So that has passed as well. Okay. Now we go back to 23-26I. And this is, the following amendment for the highway budget being made for the fiscal year 2024, and it's to bring in state aid and bridge money from the state. And bridge program was $110,400, state aid program $3,236,600, for a total of $3,347,000. Do I hear a motion to receive?
Motion.
Okay, Roger, and second by Danny. Roll call?
William Cross. Danny Earnhardt.
Aye.
Brian Harrell,
Aye.
Craig Miller,
Aye.
Adam Hill, DJ Silent,
Aye.
Howard Son,
Aye.
Roger Thomas,
Aye.
Travis Wade.
Aye.
Resolution number 0123-26J, a resolution authorizing the multi-year lease, purchase, and maintenance agreement for the Monroe County Sheriff's Department. And this is for a postage meter. Do I hear a motion? William Cross, motion, second.
Second.
Adam Reynolds. Roll call, please.
William Cross. Danny Earnhardt,
Aye.
Brian Harrell,
Aye.
Craig Miller, Adam Reynolds,
Aye.
DJ Silent, Paulette Sands, Roger Thomas, Travis Wade.
Resolution number 0123-26K, and this is for the animal shelter, is to pull funds from the donation reserve for additional medical costs, equipment, and safety items, and it's in the amount of $20,000. Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion.
Travis Wade, second William Cross, roll call.
William Cross, Danny Everhart,
Aye.
Brian Harrell,
Aye.
Craig Miller, Adam Reynolds, DJ Silent, Paulette Sands,
Aye.
Roger Thomas, Travis Wade.
Thank you. Resolution number 0123-26L, and this is an amendment for the Monroe County Sheriff's Department. It's to pull funds from the gun sale reserve and budget revenue received from the sale to purchase guns and accessories. And this is in the amount of $73,560.
So moved.
Second. Discussion.
Go ahead.
Sure. The sale of the guns was $63,094.
Yes.
This decreased reserve, this is in your line items, correct?
Yes, it is.
So you've got a grand total here of $73,560 to buy all these guns, right?
Yes, sir.
Is there any other money needed, or is this the only thing on this resolution?
Yeah, there's no other money needed. The last sale was 63,000 and the change that you said, $94, I believe, that's what it was. So we've had money sitting in the reserve from the last two gun auctions also. So we have a total of 113,000, I believe, and give or take a few dollars.
So you're not really using up all your gun sale money, correct?
No, we still have a reserve.
So it carries over from year to year, correct, Gary? Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I see an email attached to this, Gail.
From his phone? I'm sorry, I interrupted you. It's sent from Chris's phone, 95,000.
For 95,000. Is that anything too bad?
No, he come back and forth a couple of times with his numbers. But the total, even in the letter, it says 85,000, but that's not, he has the money in 122, they wanna purchase some guns out of 122, but all the money in 122, the drug fund is reserved, so you don't, he's got the money in his budget for that, so you don't have to see that come through here. So all that he needs in his 101 budget is, he's brought in 63,000 in revenue, and we're only using 10,000 out of his reserve from prior. So that's all he's using is the 73.
And guys, you see the back and forth, different prices.
Yeah.
Is we got probably 4 or 5 different quotes from manufacturers, Smith & Wesson, we send them out to Barrett and Springfield, all these different vendors, and we end up getting the best deal from Springfield. So for what we need. So that's why you see, because at one point they hadn't sent nothing back to us, so we're going to have to go with this company. Well, then they email back and say, hey, here's your quote for this. And so that's why you see this.
Are we going to get away with the gloves?
No, these are rifles. These are patrol rifles. Because as of right now, I don't know, it was 2016 or 17. We had a gun auction and we traded our old blocks in and got the deputies new Glock 9mm. But in the patrol cars, they've got mixed match everything. And we poured a lot of those guns and sold them. So now they'll be consistent. Every car will have the same rifle, same magazine works, all the SROs have rifles. The other Accessories that you see, that's the optics that goes on top of the gun, and the SROs, all of their guns would be installed with officers. It would be a traumatic event if we had something happen at school. We don't want, and if you guys have shot inside a concrete building before, it amplifies all the sound. So you take a 5.56 round going off to the side, it's gonna be very, very loud like a cannon. So that will modify that low of that sound, just to try to keep everything as less traumatic as possible. Thank you.
Any other questions? Roll call.
William Kraus. Danny Everhart. Brian Harrell. Craig Miller. Adam Reynolds. DJ Silent. Paul Summers.
Aye.
Roger Thomas. Travis Sweat.
Thank you. Resolution number 0123-26M, resolution to allow the Monroe County Sheriff's Department to donate surplus property to the Lenore City in exchange for surplus property. And this is a dive team vehicle that is no longer in service for its original purpose, and it's reached 273,763 miles. So it'll be a swap for Crown Vic patrol car. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Discussion?
Sheriff, this car we get, is it any count?
Yeah, what they're needing is, I think they need the rear end out of this, it's old ambulance, so they need the rear end out of it, and we need, I think, the transmission out of the Crown Vic.
So we're doing a parts deal.
Basically.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we're trying to keep one in service, and so.
All right.
So we're already doing it.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
William Kraus. Danny Everhart. Brian Harrell. Craig Miller. Adam Reynolds. DJ Silent. Paul Summers.
Aye.
Roger Thomas. Travis Sweat.
Thank you. Resolution number 0123-26M, and this is an amendment for the Sheriff's Department to be made in the general fund budget, and it's to pull funds from the insurance reserve to purchase used vehicles from the state to replace total lost vehicles from insurance, and it's a total of $25,000. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Adam Reynolds,
Second.
second Travis Wade.
Discussion.
Discussion.
I'm wearing it out tonight. Sheriff, what are we buying?
Bought a 2015 Ford Explorer with 80,000 miles for $5,000. 2018 Ford Explorer, 94,000 miles for $6,500. 2018 Dodge Charger with 77,000 miles for $4,500. And 2017 Ford Taurus with 24,000 miles for $4,000. All of these vehicles came from the federal government, the Border Patrol, different federal agencies. Going from law enforcement to law enforcement, they leave all the lights, the inserts, radios, everything's inside of these.
Is this a parts deal again, or is this a vehicle that's gonna
No,
drive?
these vehicles are going in service. The resolution you guys approved, 1/23-26A, which is the $28,238. That's where this money's coming out, they back out that insurance line. So there again, we still have money left over, and we've got 4 vehicles to replace the ones that are not in service anymore.
I just was curious myself, Chris Clark and D. Martin, a horse. Somebody's writing this on this letter.
Yeah, Danny Martin's one of
Mr.
the deputies.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, he's one of the deputies, there's a horse out in the middle of the road, in the middle of the night, and it totally won't recover.
Any other questions? Roll call.
William Kraus. Danny Everhart. Brian Harrell. Craig Miller. Adam Reynolds. DJ Silent. Paul Summers. Roger Thomas. Travis Sweat.
Next is the Monroe County School Board of Education, Resolution 27. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Brian Harrell and Travis Wade. Roll call, please.
William Kraus. Danny Everhart.
Aye.
Ryan Harold. Craig Miller. Adam Bell. DJ Silent. Paul Alexander. Roger Thomas. Travis Willie.
Next is Resolution 0123-28, and this is TCI County Corrections Partnership Law Enforcement Committee. And this is to establish minimum standards for local correctional facilities. And this is to be done through TCI and the Law Enforcement Committee. Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion.
Travis Wade. And William Cross. Second. Roll call, please.
William Kraus.
Aye.
Danny Everhart.
Aye.
Ryan Harold. Craig Miller. Adam Bell. DJ Silent. Paul Alexander.
Aye.
Roger Thomas.
Aye.
Travis Willie.
Aye.
Do I hear a motion
Motion.
Second.
to Travis?